Beady, baby.
We turning up. Friday night, everybody come to get lit. Red cups, what you sip? My man roller, he bring a zip. Henny, Moscato, and Douce, whatever you wanna get. Nothing but them good vibes when we come through. It's a fun event. All the ladies call you girls, all my niggas call you guys. Fall in line, they ain't got no plans. You can tell them to slide. I'm feast the beast, they told you otherwise. Them suckers lie. Can't nobody do it like me. I'm seasoned like checker fries. What's the vibe? You know what it is when we come inside. This weather feeling good, looking nice like the summertime. This get together, we call it the party of the year. You end up missing this, you gon' be sorry you ain't here. Light skin, long hair, better than Cardi from the red. Got me some good game, yeah, I talk it up in here. This the one, they say they like it, play it back, it got them hyper. I'm excited, never tired, just keep it going with fire. Keep it going. I just wanna catch a vibe.
I'm Privileged Drinkers, baby.
Wanna catch a vibe, hey. I just wanna catch a vibe. Get high, have a good.
Yo, what's up? We back with another one. Unprivileged Drinkers, Taste Testers for the Hood.
But Suburban Safe.
Yes, Sirski. Yes, Sirski. The guys, we are back with another one. This shit about to get ugly, man. We about to talk our shit. You know what I mean? This is what we typically do on a Friday evening. We drink, we talk our shit. So, no further ado, you got Uncle on the mic here, and you got a few other mic guys here. So, go ahead and introduce yourselves, fellas.
I guess I'll go first. It's the dirtiest motherfucker alive. Your boy Dirty back with another one with my guys.
Absolutely.
I'll go next because I know the other guy, he wants to go last. This Pootie, everybody that's listening. You know, I'm here with my guys, about to record, give y'all some good content, and of course, drink. So let's get it.
And of course, drink.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking from the flight deck. We'll be drinking, well, I'll be drinking Crown Royal this evening. We're going to take y'all to about 45,000 feet this evening. I'm here to drink, sit back, relax, and enjoy the fucking turbulence.
Who the fuck enjoys turbulence?
Right.
Thank you. I was about to ask that, but
That was definitely weird. But
you're a horrible pilot.
But you know, he said he
Crash
drinking.
shit.
He's drinking Crown. You said regular Crown.
Crown Royal.
Technically, Denzel didn't crash
Regular
either.
Crown.
Regular Crown.
It was a Father's Day gift, a gallon of Crown. So,
They don't like you.
So
original.
I got me some Espolòn Repo. You know what I mean? That's what I'm going. Well, you know, it's time. We got to do our shot o'clock. You know what I mean? We ain't did our shot o'clock in a little while. So the people that's out there that's listening, you know what I mean? When we do our shot o'clock, pause it, do whatever you need to do, go grab you a shot. And I want y'all to shot with us every time y'all hear this. So like I said, I got the Espolòn. You heard Cap got his some regular Crown. I haven't had regular Crown in a little while. Pootie, what you got?
Some Lunazol, some shit.
I think is that
Some
your
shit that was
shit?
left here. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is bottom shelf.
Really?
Yeah, I got some of that. It's a repo.
No, it's not that bad for me.
Regardless if it's that bad or not, it's still bottom shelf.
Yeah, I got that. I got the repo.
All right. And Dirty, what you got?
Shit's better than Quavo.
I'm taking a shot of Don Julio Repo.
Okay. All right. Well, as I told y'all before,
He's an uppy nigga.
right. Like I said, when we doing our shot o'clock, we want y'all to do it with us. You know what I mean? This is basically just you know what I mean, being thankful to making it through the week and being able to drink with the guys. So I mean, let's go. Put your glasses up, cups up, whatever you got. Shot o'clock. Take that shot.
Shot o'clock.
Shot o'clock.
Drink
Let's
up.
get it. Drink up. Ooh. That's the first shot of the day for me. Man.
No, I've been drinking for a few hours now, so I'm grooving.
Oh, all right. So, well, listen, we know we do a recap too. So, shit, we might as well start with you. I mean, like, let's hear about your week, and you know, what I mean, when you was drinking all day, let's hear about it.
Well, say less. Well, you know, I'll start with the week first. for those of you who don't know, I'm actually in school for like a degree in education. I'll be a teacher in a few years, but for like school purposes, they're actually letting me like be a teacher for the summer program. So this was the first week.
Let's get it.
This was the first week for me being like the teacher, the head of my class for an entire week. So I'm going through that process right now, writing lesson plans, being the leader of a classroom. So it's a different experience, but I'm loving it all the same. And also, our guy Slime, who isn't here right now, he recently got a job with SEPTA, so his schedule's a bit off. So he works overnight. So we haven't really been able to drink with him as often. So today I was on the phone with him. He said he was going to a happy hour. He was like, "Yo, you want to slide?" I said, "Say less." So we go to this bar. This bartender was so bad. Like, oh my God. And she kept looking at me. So in my mind, oh, she want me to shoot. So I started shooting. So we having a conversation. And actually I started the conversation with, "What drink are you making?" And she was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, my bad. I ain't even introduced myself." So we started talking. Then I go back to the drink. She was like, "It's my specialty drink." I'm like, "Well, what's in it?" "Whatever I put in it." That's not telling me anything. I want to know what like the contents of the drink. She said, whatever tequila you want." I said, "All right, well, make me one with Don Julio." So she makes me one. This is one of the best drinks I've ever had in my life. Like this shit, like perfect. I asked her what it was called. She said the Island drink, and she did it with the accent too. I thought that shit was hilarious.
Gotta get you an island there.
The Island drink. So yeah, like I've had like
Island boy.
So I'm like, at this point, I'm like 7 or 8 shots in. I had a Henny Punch and I had that Island drink. So
Nice.
grooving,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
What was the name of the bar again?
Did you get a number? I just want to know. Did you get a number, man? I just skip on
I
smoke.
didn't, but it's still in the works though. So we'll see what happens.
What was the name of the bar again?
I'll go with you.
The Third World,
The Third World.
but Drake, it was like 3 or 4.
Roxborough?
Yeah, well,
I did something.
Maniac.
Miami of Roxborough, yeah.
Yeah, but like it was 3 or 4 people from the post office in there. So like it was your type of crowd.
Hey, I know exactly what it's
Of course you do.
Right. Respect
like.
nothing less.
My other fellow drinkers, one thing my coworkers know how to do is drink and do other things, but I ain't gonna mention that on the podcast.
We talking about Coke?
Shit, yeah, they do that too. Some of them.
Jesus. That's probably where you get the idea.
I didn't think they walking so fast. Some of them.
I thought they just loved their job.
Nah, they on that shit.
No, I just like you snitching on people.
Right.
Oh
Ratatouille.
shit!
I ain't give out no names.
They're all about to start getting
Talking
drug
about
tested.
they be on
They're all
that
about to start
shit.
getting drug tested now.
Oh, that's
Bump,
hilarious,
bump,
yo.
Got fucking Master Splinter on here.
I see what you did there.
Rat. I'll go next. I had a basic weekend, so we both off due to the baby, so we both just sitting in the crib for the most part. I don't think nothing special. I know we've been drinking, like just mixing a bunch of shit up. I just was grabbing stuff and mixing stuff. Or something that I did with like them frozen grape Jones, Truly, like regular orange lemonade Trulies, and vodka. I just put the shit in a big pitcher and just threw some ice in it and just was drinking this shit throughout the week. But yeah, that's just just basic shit. I ain't really did shit special, so just the basics. That's me. But again, it's Friday, so it's time to talk our shit. So I'll let the next man go.
Well, I'll go again because I know Buddy wants to go last. My week was regular. I mean, me and the wife, we went to Time Out. My dad wanted like some shrimp or something from Time Out. So we went there and we got like a couple of drinks. She had like a Henny, a Henny thing if possible, strawberry flavor. That joint was alright, and I had this mango tea. It wasn't that good. It was kind of gave me a headache at that. Like it was too much gin. I tasted too much gin, and it was just like kind of fucked me up. So like my stomach was like bothering me. But yeah, like Dirt said, this first week we got back to was it summer school ESY. We got back to ESY, and it was just a regular week. So other than that, just been chilling, drinking, taking a couple sips, and of course we celebrated. We ain't really celebrated. We just cooked out on Sunday. That was about it. It was a regular week.
I forgot 4th of July just passed. God damn. About fast as shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, add it up. My week, I had a pretty long week. Celebrated family reunion on my dad's side. Butler family reunion in Bowie, Maryland. Had a great time with family I haven't seen in quite some time. Aunts, uncles, just a bunch of family. I, enjoy being around, bowling, cookouts with the church, just fellowship with his family. I was there all weekend. I actually stopped at No Graham's crib Sunday on the way back from Bowie, Maryland, and I actually shared with him the Passion Ciroc and I forgot the name of that beer.
Oh man, y'all had that?
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you
Yeah,
off. Damn, I can't find that shit anywhere.
What is that?
The Passion Ciroc.
the Passion Ciroc. Oh, it's
in Jersey.
man.
I saw it in
It
Jersey.
really is.
It's in Roger Wilco.
The last time I went there, I didn't even see it.
Yeah, he probably bite it up.
And I got
I was about to say, how long ago was that?
A couple weeks, maybe. Well, it wasn't Wilco, but it's been a couple weeks.
Well,
it's
yeah,
definitely welcome.
I know it's yeah. I was about to say, me and Kat was actually there. Right, like 2-3 weeks ago, Kat.
Yeah.
And that shit was behind the counter. It's definitely there. My fault, but go ahead, Kat.
Sorry to cut you off.
He did. I do the all the time. It's fine.
Shut up.
So
Shut
yeah, I went over there, man. I seen Messiah, man, beautiful baby boy, godson, man, Mason, man, whooped the little ass and Madden over there, and just chilled out with Reese and his family and my nephew and my son. Had a great time. I had planned on leaving, but once he started playing the game, eating, talking, man, I was fucking staying the night, and I ain't leave until July 4th.
What kind of talk?
Reese, like, man,
What kind of talk?
You said what kind of talk?
Yeah, you said something talk.
Oh, I don't know. So the next morning I wake up, man, July 4th. There's still a little bit of that Passion Ciroc left, and I told Reese, come on down, have some breakfast of champions. Finished that off, left about 11. Wednesday I was with my Howell family, my mom's side. Went to Camelback Mountain Water Park, and Pootie's wife, his daughter's nephew, man, we rode out there, had a great time out there at the water park. That was Wednesday. Unfortunately, my car had broke down this past week, so I'm still waiting on that to get fixed. That's not a highlight, but I figured out. Oh, I do have something. I want to shout out my little sister Benet. She received a full ride academic scholarship to Oklahoma Panhandle State University. I'm gonna clap it up for my sister.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
She's gonna be majoring in sports medicine.
Absolutely.
Shout out to you, little sis.
Absolutely.
Doing
Shout out
amazing
Burnett.
big things, making your mom and our dad proud. So, shout out to you. Other than that, that was pretty much the highlight of my week. Just being around a bunch of loved ones and spending time with the family.
Absolutely.
All right, so can I just say something real quick?
Yes, sir.
All right, I don't know if people know. I don't know if it's like a secret or anything, but like we're all not in the same room right now. So the app that we're using to record, at the bottom of the screen, it tells you how many seconds you have to wait to send a like.
Really?
It said 315 seconds when Cap started talking.
Oh shit!
The seconds are no longer there. I just want to say that. I'm done.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, listen. Hey, Reese, you can kick us out at any time, man, for using this vulgar language. But I read that. Listen, I read that.
Right, I saw that too.
You so choose so, but yeah, that's what it was, man. I'm back here with my guys, man. I'm excited to record. I'm excited to drink as always, man. Let's get this shit rocking.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? And if y'all want, you know what I mean, for our listeners, tune into that last episode. It was a quick recap of what they did down in Tampa. It was some funny fucking stories. You don't want to miss that. It's been kind of going up. People have been loving it. We're getting great feedback on that. So you can always subscribe on all major platforms. We got that thing up there. But getting into this shit this week, though, we want to talk about some sports. You know what I mean? Like I said, last time we talked about sports, it's been a little minute, and it's been a lot of shit that took place between, I think the last conversation we may have had about sports was, I don't know, was it the Steph thing, like him being the greatest shooter? Or what was it?
That might be the last time we talked.
I think about the sports shit. But anyway, one of the big stars of the league, we all know at this point, has decided to request a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. None other than the man KD himself. And on top of that, he also gets on Twitter and he goes back and forth with people, fans, you know, different sports commentators, anybody. I don't know how we feeling about that. I know how I feel about it as an individual, but collectively, I want to know what everybody else in the room is thinking, because this is not his first time doing it. Obviously, he requests trades before. He doesn't play out his contract, so it's like, how we feeling? What we thinking collectively?
Okay. Can I go first, because I feel like I'm on a different side of the fence than everyone else?
Sure, absolutely.
Sure.
Well, I feel like,
Sure, then go first anyway.
wow. You know what? I'm gonna let that slide. But you know, I can't even say what I want to say, so I'm gonna leave it alone. But I'll just say, like, I feel like the majority of the group, which is the three of y'all in this case, will hate it, and I 100% get it. Why you hate it? Because the era that we grew up in watching basketball was like, if you're the best player on the team, if you're talking about being the best player in the league on a consistent basis, if you're a perennial all-star, you have to carry a team through the good and the bad times. Since 2008, when the Big Three in Boston happened, I believe that was 2008. That was 2008, right?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So
okay.
Since 2008,
The year before, but
it's been a different type of, like, basketball, and not the way that, like, it's played. Well, it's played differently now, but, like, it's been a different type of basketball as far as, like, the business side of it, where the execs aren't the only guys in control of where the players play. So I look at it as, should he try to grind it out with a certain team and get back to the promised land? That would be like a sight to see, because of how we grew up watching basketball. Like, I'm sure all of us were Sixers and Iverson fans growing up.
absolutely.
We watched him go through hell, being the only person to being able to score 20 points, over 20 points, over 15 points on this team, having guys not play because they had a broken toenail and he had a fractured tailbone, and he going out and giving up his body every night and still carrying it to the finals and getting one game against one of the greatest teams to ever step on the court.
Right.
With all that being said, because the game is so changed so much, I'm so for adapting to the way the game is today. And because players do this every other year, and every year, honestly, they don't stay on the same team. They're worried about the way they're perceived off the court more so than on the court. And winning the championship on the court means more than actually having respect from the basketball minds on the court. So I don't necessarily have an issue with it. Like, he wants to win. LeBron has been doing it for years. The only player I can see that hasn't done it is Dame, and that hasn't gotten him any closer to being the champion. It's gotten him a lot of money, but
Sure the hell did.
I don't necessarily have like a big issue with it. Like he can still play basketball better than a lot of people. I still enjoy watching him play. So if that means him going to another team so I can see him in the finals again, I'm all for it.
I just got a quick rebuttal. So, but isn't that how he got to the Nets? Didn't he want to go to the Nets to be the guy to make them to carry them to a championship?
He did, and I feel like he quickly realized it's not as easy as he thought it was. Well, because you got to think in OKC he had Russell and Harden. They made it to the finals. He thought he could recreate that because he was a better player than what he was there. The Brooklyn KD, like Golden State made KD so much better, and I don't think people realize it. Like KD was like a one-on-one scorer, and that was it. He was a 3-level scorer, but it was one-on-one, break you down. You have to stop me. Once he went to Golden State and learned how to play without the ball and learned how to play defense, he became like 100 times better in my eyes. But I think he felt like with that knowledge and that like new learned skill set, it was just going to be as easy, especially if he had Kyrie and James Harden next to him. It just didn't work out like that.
All right. See that, but I think that is the problem, in my opinion. Like, if you go somewhere, I feel like you should play out that time that you did it. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, James Harden thing didn't work out, but you still got one of the best point guards in the league. They got obviously the other guy, Benjamin. We don't know what that even would look like, but he's already requesting. He's already requesting the trade before they even put anything in motion. So to me, if they made it further in the playoffs this year, would he have stayed? You know what I mean? Like, that's my thinking. I'm always on that level. Like, is it because y'all got your ass whooped by Boston and then you like, all right, this ain't what it's hitting for? Or is it just because you seen them like Golden State just win and it's like, you know what, send me back there or send me to Phoenix? Like, I don't know. That's my thinking.
I got one more thing to say before someone else responds. I also think a big part of him wanting to leave is because Kyrie really wants out too. Kyrie just didn't want to leave that money on the table.
Okay.
I feel like that's the biggest.
So you think that's what's going on behind the scenes?
I feel like that played a big factor of him wanting to leave too.
I agree.
Okay, so it basically is like the behind the scenes stuff. So Kyrie opting in is just more for
it's
optics.
It's a business. It's not just basketball anymore. It's a business. Well, it's not just basketball for the players anymore. It's always been a business for the front office and the ownership.
Absolutely,
it's a business for the players now, and people don't like that. And I get people not liking that because for so many years it's been like grind it out with your team. Do like because of Jordan, right? Jordan spent 7 years in Chicago and he couldn't get over the hump. He kept running into certain players in certain teams, and he was an MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, All NBA, All-Star MVP. He did everything under the sun. He just couldn't make it to the championship. And when he finally made it to the championship, he did what he did. Everybody knows what Jordan did. But people think he faced that adversity and feel like every player should face that adversity. Players don't feel like that anymore, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. What you got to add to it, Pootie?
Me personally, I'm gonna say, was I shocked when he requested the trade? Kind of. Am I upset? Not at all. And I'm gonna say I'm not upset because I mean he showed us who he was when he left OKC back in what was that, 2015, 2016? I mean,
Yep.
When times get weary, times get hard, he gonna dip. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a big issue for me because I know that's just what he's gonna do. And I agree with what Dirt said. Like at the end of the day, I know him and Kyrie are still cool. They're still tight. So I feel like they met up, they talked about it, and Kyrie let him know, like, look, I'm not going to stay here, bro. Like the way I was treated with this whole COVID thing and how media bashed me and all of that. Like I feel like he made the decision to let him know, like, look, bro, I'm not staying here. Like I'm getting my money. I'm gonna opt in to get my money, but there's nothing for me. Like it's not a good move. It's just not going to be a good thing. So, if with him, like I said, with KD requesting the trade, it was just like, oh, all right, well, he back on his shit. Like he want to win. Like he got like he has to be the guy to go to a put together team instead of putting a team together. Like that's just who he is. And he's an awesome player. He's probably one of the best players to ever play the game, but he'll never. I know a lot of people can stop that debate of him being better than LeBron or being close to LeBron.
Absolutely.
I know they can stop that now.
Absolutely.
He doesn't have that. He's not what Kyrie said on what was it, I Am Athlete. He's not the GM. Like he can't put no team together. So I mean they can stop that argument. But yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Cat.
Hey, I wish him well. I wish him well. I think I don't think he gave enough time to that team gel together. Because when put together, I think they still would have been the top 3 team in the East, vying for another finals, vying for the finals, at least appearance. But at the end of the day, it's all about money and winning, man. Like Kyrie with the money, Durant want to win, and he don't see himself winning there. Apparently, going to Golden State, man. I think that's sucker move, yeah.
Right, because what's the
He
top
cried,
teams?
cried for help.
Is it?
And you the top. You've been. What do you got? 3 scoring titles? Or 4?
He got like 4.
4. All right, well, 4
in a row.
So yeah, like I mean, does he not believe in his own capabilities, man, to lead the team?
Like I look at it like people think you have to be so much more than just a scorer, even if like scoring is what the majority of people see when it comes to being a leader of a team. It's not just points. Like it's the intangibles that add up for real.
Right.
Maybe he doesn't have that. Maybe he doesn't have that. Like we don't know. Well, from what we see, he doesn't have that.
Right.
And that's fine. It's cool to be the best scorer ever when in that conversation. It's cool to be probably the third best small forward to ever play. You'll always be in that conversation of the greatest players to ever play. But can you be top 5? Probably not.
So I actually want to piggyback on something that you said earlier, because you said like around, we said that was 2008. You felt like the league shifted when Boston kind of put KG, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce on the same team, right? That's kind of what you...
Right.
So what do you say to, like, let's say the Mavericks with the Dirk Nowitzki situation, or the Giannis situation with the Bucks, or even if you go and look at what the Raptors did. Obviously, Kawhi was like a rental, essentially, but I don't think any of those teams were super teams. So I feel like there is still teams that build from within, maybe add a piece here and there, and they can still win. Like even if you look at the most recent one, that team from Golden State is built from within. There's not like, oh, we traded for this mega star, so why is it that the motto should be let's build a super team to beat when you don't even have to do that? There's been teams in between that show you that you can build by drafting and grabbing a player here and there, but not these super fucking teams that you feel like you have to do. So I don't understand why.
I didn't think the damn Bucks was a super team at all.
They weren't.
I just feel like I feel like it was just like a time to be alive for real. If you like, if you get what I'm saying, like,
oh yeah,
so like it was a space where this is what niggas felt like they had to do to get to that point. I feel like it started with that Boston team in 08. Obviously LeBron followed up after that. KD did what he did. You got the Paul Georges, you got the James Hardens, you got the Kyries, you got players who are legit top tier athletes in the sport who all demanded trades, right? But also coming with trades and playing with new teams and playing with new players comes with like chemistry. Like you won't always hit it off with whoever you're playing with right away, even if they are like a better, even if they are at the same tier as you. So, I mean, it's a hit or miss, honestly. Like, but it worked for LeBron, so people said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna try it." It worked for KG, so people said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna try it." It worked for Durant, and people said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna try it."
Yeah.
But you know, for Steph, staying home worked for him. But for Dame, staying home isn't working for him as far as winning goes.
But I think that's a big part of it though. Like Dame hasn't been paired with the level of talent that these other guys have been paired with either though. Like if you
He has not.
or early on, like you talk about LaMarcus Aldridge, and then from there, what CJ McCollum, like none of them compared to any of these other like super teams, essentially. So I don't know if you want to blame that on front office or just people don't want to play.
No.
I don't know what it is, but
That was my next thing. Like those teams also don't do a good job of getting talent to put around their star players. Like CJ McCollum is a good player, but he's not like a superstar per se. Like he could be a number one on another team, but I don't think he'll ever be on like Dame type level. You got to think like the guys that LeBron won with, like Dwayne Wade, that was his number two. Even Chris Bosh was like arguably a top 2 power forward in the league outside of Dirk. Then you got Durant teamed up with Steph,
right.
who was the best shooter of all time, 2-time MVP. Like these are the type of situations that you have going on when people decide to switch teams. Even you got to think about Kawhi after winning the championship with Toronto. He went to a team he knew was getting Paul George.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the mindset of players. Like, go get another star player. Go get another guy that can carry the load when I decide I need a day or two off. Or if I'm not hitting a bucket tonight, I know you can go get 30 for me. Versus being yourself, being able to score 40 in a game and waiting for the organization to go get someone else who can score 40 in a game.
Yeah, and honestly, if we're looking at that from
shout out to the Spurs, man.
right.
Shout out to the Spurs, man. They always did it for the motherfucking muscle, man. Duncan could have left so many times, man, but he stayed, stuck it out. They was just, you know what I mean, fundamentally sound, man. I always respected the Spurs, man, for how they used to win. Wasn't never flashy, man, but they definitely, you know what I mean, popping them boys. Ginobili, Parker, man. They won like 4 in the era with Duncan. I think what Duncan got 4?
Duncan has 5, but they won 4 together.
Right.
Yeah, Duncan
He won
got
his
5.
first year. I think he won his first year he came in the league. Was that 99?
He won the lockout year, right?
Yeah, the shortened season.
With David Robinson.
Yep.
Yep.
Then after that, they beat the Nets. I think, yeah, they beat the Nets.
Yep.
Yeah, they beat the Nets.
Swept the Cavs.
I think they beat the Pistons
I
too.
think they beat the Cavs twice, didn't they?
Yeah.
No, they beat the Heat. They beat LeBron twice.
Right. Yeah, they did.
Oh yeah, they beat LeBron twice. Yeah,
They beat the year LeBron kept cramping up because they turned the AC off.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
they beat him 3 times. Then he lost to them 3 times.
Did he? I know he won.
No, he beat him the second time. Oh no!
They lost
Wait,
twice. He lost
No,
to the
yeah,
Cavs.
Didn't they
He beat
beat
him.
the Pistons?
he played him 3 times. 07, the year he cramped up, they lost, and the year Ray Allen hit that corner 3.
Right.
But he won that year.
Right.
Yeah, man, the Spurs, man, they ain't never really talked about too much, man. Hey, all they did was fucking win championships, though.
Right.
God damn.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, but that's why I said like it can be done. There's those teams in between that didn't make these like crazy moves to grab these super high level superstars, all stars, or whatever the case may be. They kind of just had within, and they, you know what I mean, they're responsible for Kawhi Leonard's success. So I just think that model of what Durant is following, I feel like it's the corny way out to me. I'm not going to disrespect that man, but I think it's the corny way out. Like, you know what I mean? If you won over there in Golden State with 2 of the best shooters we've ever seen, and obviously the best shooter we've ever seen. And then you won 2 MVPs during that time. I mean, 2 Finals MVPs during that time. And then you go and say you're gonna go to the Nets, and then y'all build a team there, and y'all lose to Boston in the first round, and now you're like, I'm out. I have a problem with that. You know what I mean? Like, I really have a real problem with that. So I don't really stand on that. Like, I'd rather have you build with that team if that's where you at. You know what I mean? If they getting rid of Kyrie, they'll get something in return. Now, maybe, because obviously they saying Kyrie want to go to the Lakers, maybe he just like, no, you're not about to give me Russ, so I'm out before y'all even think that's going to happen. So maybe that's the thinking. I don't know, but I just don't like the maneuvering in that way. It's like, you signed the contract, play it out at least. You know what I mean? They didn't gave up too many resources to have you on this team, so I don't like that.
So before we move on to something else, Dirt had brought up something, and it was something we actually talked about like while we was at work a couple weeks ago. Talking about Dame and Steph. Do y'all think Dame would be able to get that Golden State team, this Golden State team that's playing right now? Do y'all think he could get this team to the finals?
That's a good question.
I mean, I could tell you why I don't think so.
Yeah, because it was like in the middle. A couple
It
people were
was
saying
split.
yeah, and a couple people were saying no.
I feel like talent wise, Dame and Steph are on the same level, but the system in Golden State is so predicated on Steph moving without the ball and people finding him in spots and places versus where Dame is like not solely, but like majority of the time, like, I'm gonna get the ball, I'm gonna break you down, I'm gonna get this open shot. So it's more of a system thing that Steph plays in for me because he wins championships. I don't think anybody else will be able to play that well like that.
I was one of the people who said he could.
Right. I'm leaning more towards I think he could as well because of their supporting cast. I think had a lot to do with their success too. Like Steph, obviously Steph. Nobody can take anything away from him. But he can obviously break down a defender, get to the basket at will, and he can shoot at will. I feel like Dame can do that, and he plays a little bit more above the rim, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that success would translate with that player as well. That's just an opinion. We probably will never see that, but I just think I do believe that he could carry that team as well.
Okay. What about you, Kat?
Yeah, I said I think he can run. I don't think he will run around the screens. I think his of course the one-on-one game. He can shoot.
Right.
He ain't no Steph Curry. I think they would just have to adapt his skill set, man. The whole damn offense probably would just have to change because you have him on the team. Like No Graham said, with the supporting cast, man. Like you can't go wrong with having a healthy Klay Thompson on your team.
Right.
And then when Iguodala, I know you want to hear this, was MVP of the finals, man. He still was giving it up. Little scrappy Draymond Green. So I think he kind of like, honestly, in different ways, different skill sets. It's kind of like a wash, man. So that's why I think Dame could honestly still win with Golden State. I don't know how much he would have won, but he definitely won maybe two championships with the best Golden State team, especially if shit. We put Durant on that team. We talking about like the first Golden State championship team. We just talking about period.
I think any of them he could have carried to at least the final. I'm not saying they would win, but I think any of them he would have carried because at the same time, Steph struggled most times in the playoffs. So you know what I mean? Like that's one of those situations where Dame may not have. We don't know, but I don't know. But we would just have to wonder.
I know he got that. I mean that Steph Curry is an assassin, but Dame he's a sniper too. He's a killer. Maybe he can hit the 3-ball, not like Steph, but like he's definitely an assassin in his own right, man. He got a killer instinct to him.
Right.
That's for sure. So yeah, I would say yes.
So
I would say yes.
moving on to our next topic, it's still within the NBA. There's been a lot of money spread around. You know what I mean? A lot. So
Unprivileged drinkers, baby.
So I don't know who want to address this or how they want to address it, because I feel like anybody who has kids, you know what I mean, they should be playing basketball, because the money was just being, I mean, it's so much money being spent. I was hoping, and I was actually one of the guys who, when James Harden, you know, opted out and they was talking about him taking less money, I was hoping that, you know what I mean, they was talking about getting rid of Tobias, that was going to include hopefully like a Bradley Beal, maybe Zach LaVine, even though that was like stretching it. But I thought Bradley would be one of those guys that we would kind of bring in to make sure, like kind of like seal our ticket with being healthy anyway to the finals. I think that you pair Embiid, Harden, and Bradley on one team, I feel like the resistance goes through us, you know what I mean, as far as being the top in the East. That's just my opinion. But yeah, the money that was spent was crazy, like crazy. Go ahead.
Most recently,
I-
dang. Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna actually agree with you, man. I was one of those guys who was definitely hoping for Brad to not be one of those, I guess you could say, loyal guys to a franchise. I mean, it's just to opt out and not come back, you know, and you know, for us to do the sign and trade with Tobias and try to get him over here. But yeah, it kind of broke my heart because it's like I don't, as confident as I was last year when we got Harden, I don't feel that same confidence anymore. Even though we've added a couple pieces in free agency, you know, with us getting PJ Tucker, and we basically the Rockets in the East.
Yeah. We did get
Like
rid of
we
Danny
added
Green,
some
though.
pieces. We did get rid of Danny.
Damn.
Thank God.
Appreciate your services, man. That brother was hurting running up the court, man.
Yeah.
Man, that brother, he was running on like bone on bone. It looked like sometimes. No
Yeah.
cartilage in his knees.
Like I said, I just wish we could have got that other guy, like that other name. Like I feel like that's what it takes for us, like for the Sixers specifically, like that other name, that person that's going to get you watching them when Embiid or Harden ain't playing well, and that's that third guy. Because as you can see, Tobias can't be that consistent third guy. It's Maxey for real, and it shouldn't be Maxey. No one thought Maxey would play as good as he did.
Right, he grew up
when Harden came here. I know I didn't.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, it's one of those things where like I see where all the money's going, and I see how the league is going. Like people want to get paid, like, and the superstars want to just win. Like you got the guys who've been in the league long enough. That's like, all right, I got my money now. I got my brand. Now I'm trying to win.
Yeah. Yep. That's kind of the way of what the NBA is. It's about their money, and we definitely are at no means trying to say that they shouldn't be, because, you know what I mean, we understand that any sports league, it don't last that long. If you are able to play 15, 20 years, you know what I mean, you're blessed, especially if you don't suffer major injuries like somebody like a LeBron. Like, the durability with that is just, like, obscene. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's probably one of our only major superstars that's never suffered a major injury. And you got to think about the fact that he, you know, forfeited going to college. So, like, this is straight from high school. And now we're talking, what year is this? This is what, his 19th
This
year?
will be 20.
20 going into
20.
20 this year? That's crazy to never suffer a major injury, and now this guy will be, he's probably going to have all the stats by the time he's done, but it's a blessing to have that. So I get that, you know what I mean, getting your money, you know what I mean, staying on a team, but to me, it's just hard to swallow that pill when you got to play 82 games, and you know that team ain't going nowhere because you know what you're going up against.
Right.
That mindset to me is like a little bit different. And I know that these players make way more money than any player pre like social media because they get money just off of just being them. They are their brand. You know what I mean? Their name is the brand. So
Right.
I have all kinds of thoughts about it, and I think that's why to me the league is. I don't want to say watered down because I think the talent is more vast than it was previously, but I think the level of competition is way down. Like nobody's competing with one another. It's more so like we buddy, and that's where my issue comes into play.
Right. I feel like it's been like that from them playing. A lot of these guys play AAU together. It's like, oh, all right. Remember we used to hoop in AAU.
Right.
Let's see if we can do this in the pros. You know what I'm saying? Like,
homies. Yeah, I have a problem with that. But you know what I mean? Like, again, that's what the league is. We ain't nothing we can do about it, you know what I mean, as just regular consumers that watch and you know what I mean, just stand by. But I just wish that it was just a little bit more competitive where I'm not going to join your team after we just lost to you. Now I need to like armor up, like, yo, talk to the front office and tell them like, listen, if we just had this or if we needed we just need a little bit more of that. And then they go ahead and they go head to head. That's how rivalries are created. We don't even have rivalries anymore. It's just like everybody bouncing around from team to team. And it's just like, you know what I mean? Like I don't really like respect it that much. So, but that's just where, like I said, that's where I stand.
And I actually think that the Sixers, honestly, I got a funny feeling that come next year, provided they stay healthy, that we gonna have something to say about it in the end. I'm under firm belief.
As far as what?
They'll have something to say about it, like coming down to the wire, like as far as at least making the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, I know that ain't what we want as Sixers fans, but
I don't know.
I think they'll be there when it's all said and done. Got Milwaukee, got Miami, Boston, so they'll be there. It ain't gonna be easy.
I feel like Atlanta gonna be in the mix now with them getting Murray.
Yeah, they put them on a good team. That's crazy. So, but yeah, like I said, the money is definitely been dished out. Like if we just go at a few of them, like the top ones, like a Bradley Beal, he averaging $50 million a year. He had a 5-year $250 million contract or something like that.
I didn't even know the numbers on him.
Yeah,
I think it was like
his joint is crazy.
I think it was like 240.
Damn.
245 years. If he would have opted out and went to another team, it'd have been like 4 years, 190 or 180.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like I can't.
I guess he really enjoying that strip club out there stadium.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know how. I understand that's a lot of money to leave on the table,
Right.
and just be like, I want to go win a championship. So I get it. And he's like 29 or something like that. So I get that sentiment.
He like 28, 29.
Yeah. So I get that. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not knocking that idea of like I'm trying to change my whole family trajectory. Like I get that. Like because if you're saying 250 as opposed to what you said 180, 190 or something like that.
Yeah.
I know I couldn't leave $60 million on the table. I know, like I understand that. Like people are like, man, but you need to win. $60 additional million. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just stay here in Washington and they'll figure it out someday. And when they tired of me, we'll do whatever we need to do. But 60 extra million is not something you just sneeze at and be like, I'm just want to win. Nah, I'm good, boss. You know what I mean? That's a lot of coins.
What I honestly think he's going to do, he's going to probably play about maybe 2 or 3 years of that contract. And if they're not going to put those pieces around him, then out of respect, he's going to be like, all right, he's going to probably do the same thing everybody else doing. Look,
Right.
We're not going nowhere. We're not doing nothing. I mean, let's do this the right way. Trade me, send me to a contender to where I can compete and I still get my money.
This is crazy. 50, like on average, he's getting $50 million a year though. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then the next
And
person.
when does it become about winning?
I mean, I think it just
When
depends.
that man know he ain't gonna win there.
It becomes, for me, like I said, it becomes about winning when they're in the league long enough and they've built their brand and they got their money. And now they want to win. Like everybody, like like No Grain was saying, there's nothing wrong with getting your bread and want to get your money and building your brand and stuff. But it ain't really about that right now. Especially if you fresh in the league or you only got like a couple years in the league. Niggas trying to get that bag. So shit, like look at the shit. He not the only one who got paid. Like you said, Levine got
Zach
paid.
Levine.
Fucking Karl Anthony Towns got paid.
Actually, out.
Um,
My man Jalen Brunson just got paid. Went to the Knicks.
Jalen Brunson got paid to the Knicks, and they're oh god, they're like
Right.
the Cleveland Browns. They're like the Cleveland Browns of the fucking NBA.
Yeah.
So they're niggas is definitely getting their money.
Yeah, they are. Like the young boy from Portland, he got a nice little deal.
Yeah,
Anthony
Simons.
Yeah, he
Simons.
something like that. Yeah, that one I was like, damn. Everybody just getting money, like, you know what I mean? Just be in the league a couple years and you could change your whole life. You know what I mean? Like, just like that.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I mean, that actually makes sense, though, man. Like, get as much as you can while you can,
Right.
and then go get a ring. Like, set your family up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? On the front end, back end, let's go get a title. You can set up all your investments, man. You know what I mean? Build your portfolio up.
Go find out.
I mean, we set, man. We got businesses all over the place, man. All right, now who can I join up with a tag team with to go win a championship?
Yeah.
Man, I can dig it. It ain't going nowhere, man. This is the NBA now.
Right. That's, and right.
This
That
is
is,
the
it is
NBA.
what it is. We can't even knock that. That's what I'm saying. Like, the money is there. I get it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not mad at it. It's just, like I said, that level of competition ain't there. And then, who else? Didn't somebody just like get bought out? They went to John Wall. Yeah. He went to the Clippers, right?
Yes.
If he stay healthy, they could be a
That's what I'm
formidable
saying.
opponent.
Hey,
You know what I mean? He definitely made a bunch of money during his, his time. So now I guess, he in that mindset of like, all right, I'm ready to win. So we'll see, man. I don't know. I'm just in the mindset of, like I said, the level of competition is just down because they're not competing with one another. And that's why I'm always going to have respect for players that stayed on them rosters that went through the ups and downs, like I said, like my man Dirk. Even if you talk about Kobe weathered a lot of those different storms. They weren't successful the whole time he was there. So, he had some down times. But even with his pieces that he had, they weren't, So, with that being said, this last thing that we need to bring up is the man that fucked up his money. Like, completely fucked up his money. I'm shocked. You know what I mean? Like, I'm completely shocked. I'm floored. When I read this story, I just couldn't believe it. Like, right before the Hornets was getting ready to offer Miles Bridges, I think it was a 5-year, it was like 170 or something like that. And
that money up. Hey,
Now you're getting a different type of 5 years.
yeah, like
Damn.
yeah, right. This boy is out of
That's not
pocket.
funny.
But yeah, Miles Bridges, from the Charlotte Hornets,
right.
was just like arrested, I believe, for domestic abuse to his wife. I think they're married. And
Yeah.
like I said, they was getting ready to, this man is from Flint, Michigan. A solid player, you know what I mean?
Getting to him.
Yeah, Jesus. He need a shot. But yeah, man, like, I don't know, man. Like, what y'all think about it? Because again, I saw some of the videos of the wife posting her son online, and them like him kind of like giving little details of what he witnessed and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I'm shocked because it's like right before you're about to get paid, or I don't know if it happened around that time or when the timelines are, but that's a lot of money that he just threw away and didn't. I don't know if somebody's still willing to take a chance on him, and maybe they will, but right now it's just crazy.
Well, I feel like somebody definitely will take a chance on him. At that price tag, no.
Right.
But he doesn't have a choice of like whether he can accept it or not. So he'll definitely still be a basketball player professionally in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
It just won't be at 190 million.
That's crazy.
And if it is, it won't
What you
be for
think
a
it'll
while.
go down to like 130?
I don't even think he'll get that.
I don't even think he'll crack a bean.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, cause it's a bad look. Like, you basically abused your wife in front of the kid. You know what I'm saying? And now the whole world know that you did that. And it's just like, nobody's going to want to pay for anybody that's doing that. Like,
Bring that image to their team.
yeah,
This
yeah.
woman
And
beater.
then you're right. And then, like, you got women who support these teams. So it's like, how can you, like, you're gonna have women looking at these franchises like, how can you support someone who physically abused their wife in front of their child, and have them on this team? And it's just gonna be a lot of things with that. So it's like, I don't see him cracking that, like cracking over 100. Like, if he can stay out the way and play his next contract out, he might get another big contract. But I just don't see it happening now.
Right now, right.
You know,
he fucked that up.
if she stays out his way, I think he will be able to stay out the way.
Oh my God.
Wow.
This boy's out of pocket.
Wow.
And we do not condone domestic violence in any way,
You
shape,
do not
form.
condone domestic violence at all. I'm sorry.
This guy.
Right.
I just think that was kind of.
I think it's the Don Julio that's making him act this way. But
Maybe it was the Don Julio that had him acting that way.
and maybe it was, you know what I mean? Like, he was the same one that had a cup of did he take a picture of a cup of like lean or something? Like,
He was definitely that person too.
I don't understand.
He took a cup of lean and had her leaning.
Oh my God.
God
Stop.
damn, Dirt.
Right. This boy. They gonna cancel Dirt. Watch. They gonna cancel
We're gonna
him.
have to.
He going to delete and deactivate his gram and everything because they gonna kill him for this.
Damn.
Yeah,
I'm sure she deactivated her gram.
Oh my God.
Wasn't it? Who was it? Was it Rel who was like, he burned his bridges?
Yeah. That's just not funny. It's fucked up.
That's funny.
But yeah, man, like it's unfortunate because like we sitting here, we talking about how these guys are changing their lives, how the NBA is giving out crazy work. You know what I mean? In the words of like Shady, crazy.
I see what you did there.
Because that, do you realize they said that out of the contracts they gave, it was like $1.6 billion that they gave out. Like, that is
Yep, yeah, I've seen
insane.
That's retarded.
It's insane the amount of money that these dudes is getting. And like I said, I applaud them. Jesus, I applaud them. But man, I needed, like, for him, it's like, damn, how did I get here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he might need to be on suicide watch. Like, seriously, I would be like nervous for him because you left that kind of money on the table. I don't know if his parents live in what, but I would be pissed the fuck off as his father. You 24 years old, you about to get paid like that, and you out here doing shit like that. Like, I don't know, bro. That's just different. That's completely different.
He fumbled the shit out that bag.
Yeah, he fucked that money up.
You know what I wish he would? Never mind.
Yeah, look, he's
Yeah,
still ready to go.
I advise you to just stop.
Right. Quit while you're ahead.
You know what? Oh my
Yeah,
God!
don't do it.
Y'all
Don't
keep
do it.
setting me up.
The oops.
He going to enter a bunch of programs, man. Women's abuse clinics, all types of stuff, man. And speak against abusing women. And
Right.
I don't know if that'll help, but like he does this a deep
His next
hole,
song gonna be
man.
called
Beat
"Hold
on
All
his wife.
Punches."
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh,
This boy is sick. This boy is sick.
oh man.
I do not condone this shit. I'm just.
He just on
I'm
right
just-
now. Like this, he just having
I know.
fun, people.
I don't mean having fun at the expense of. I'm sorry. I'm just saying that 'cause that was about to be another bad joke.
Right.
Yeah, just stop.
You're right. He definitely with the dark humor today.
Just like she got a dark eye.
Jesus Christ. It's just jokes, people. It's just jokes. Please understand, it's
I
just
ain't
jokes.
saying nothing else.
And if y'all do want to know who that is, that's definitely Dirty. But it's just
Dave
jokes.
Chappelle and guys like that have said worse, man. So
Right, but Dirty ain't no comedian.
we good. We good. We cool. How we be cool over there.
Dirty just said that he's a teacher, so this ain't gonna go over well.
I had one for that too. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Oh god.
Yeah, leave it alone, man. You about as bad as Cap now.
Right, yeah, he not trying to stop. It's a dirty episode. But yeah, like I said, that's like I said, it's unfortunate. Hopefully, you know what I mean, whatever happens, they work that shit out and you know, something good comes of it. I don't know what, but I do hope and pray for that man and his sanity and it's more importantly his wife and his son who witnessed some of it. So, you know what I mean, hopefully they smooth that thing out and work it out and do whatever kind of therapy that's needed, because that's fucked up. You know what I mean? It's a real unfortunate situation. And like I said, all we looking at it is from a standpoint of basketball and the fact that he could have changed his family's life with that amount of money that he was going to be offered to play a game. I mean, something that he's probably been doing most of his life. He's 24 years old from Flint, Michigan. And anybody knows that if you're from Flint, Michigan, it ain't a good place to come from. You know what I mean? I'm sure he didn't have the best life growing up. Not to say it was the worst, but if you coming from there and they offering you that kind of money, that, you know what I mean, that might be the most somebody from that city, from a rural neighborhood or urban neighborhood has ever been offered. You know what I mean? Like, you just never know. But hopefully, like I said, everything works itself out in that regard. But, you know what I mean, we've come to the conclusion of this particular episode of an Unprivileged Drinker Sports Edition. You know, like I said, we're going to keep hitting y'all with as much information and as much content and conversations that we have. A lot of times we have these conversations like privately in different messages where we go back and forth, and it should just it'd be crazy. It do. Like, a lot of times we just had these crazy ass conversations and we don't think to record this shit. It's just like such something that we just normally do, but we want to make sure we get it out to the masses, and we want y'all to give us y'all feedback. So please like and subscribe on all major platforms. You know what I mean? We're everywhere. You'll see us on YouTube. You'll see us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, anything you can talk, anything you think of, Spotify. You can subscribe and like I said, comment, share. Please do, because like I said, we're not going to stop. You know what I mean? Like, we just going to keep it going. We're going to be consistent as ever. So before we go, anybody got anything they want to say to the people before we get out of here?
I do, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Anybody else?
I'm just gonna say, for those that's listening, keep tuning in. We're gonna like Onk said, we're gonna keep doing this shit, man. We're gonna keep putting the content out. We're gonna keep talking. We're gonna keep this thing going. And if y'all got some suggestions, y'all can shoot them over to us on any social media platforms that we on, so Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of that stuff. Like, give us some things we could talk about if what's on y'all mind.
Absolutely. And if you want to join in, like, you know what I mean, like maybe you want to be a part of a podcast, you know what I mean, you want to feature, maybe you got something going on, or you just like that, we talk about sports one week or whatever the case may be, and you want to be in that conversation with us and then maybe debate us. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't agree with anything that we said previously and you kind of want to give your point or your take on it. We good with that. You know what I mean? Let us know. Shoot us a DM. We can hook that up too. So, we're available for all of that.
One more thing. Mm-hmm. We do have football coming up.
Absolutely. I can't fucking wait. You know what I mean? Like, and that was that shit actually slipped my mind because training camp, like you were saying before, is coming up. So we about to get the NFL back. That's where competition still is at. You know what I mean? Like, they get paid money too. Nobody's gonna say that, but their money isn't guaranteed like the NBA's is on certain levels. So it's a lot of different red tape around their guaranteed money. But yeah, the NFL is on its way back, and we're in July, and like I said, training camps is getting ready to start, and I can't fucking wait. Training camps getting ready to start. Fantasy football leagues is getting ready to start back up, so we definitely gearing back up to get this shit rolling, man. Like, the NFL is something that I live for. I usually am depressed, around those certain months after, like right after the Super Bowl, I kind of get into a little level of depression. because it's like you just be missing those Sundays. Those Sundays, it's nothing like that shit. I don't care what nobody says. They own Sundays. It ain't about church no more. It's about the NFL. So, you know what I mean? Like, they own that shit. I mean, they really took that shit from the church. But yeah, so stay tuned for that because we know once football season starts, that's when the shit really get heated because we usually don't all agree on every little thing. We all like different teams. For the most part, from the unprivileged drinkers, only people that really, I guess it's just you and Dirty and Drees that like the Eagles, and me and Cap that like the Cowboys. Everybody else kind of got their own team essentially. So, it's gonna be exciting as always. You know what I mean? It's been a lot of movement in the NFL, so we're gonna have a lot of fun with this shit this upcoming season. And shout out to those guys too. Shout out to Ave doing his thing. Shout out to Drees. Shout out to Tim. Obviously, they're not on with us today, but we always repping for the squad, and we're gonna keep holding it down for the unprivileged drinkers. But yep, we about to get out of here. We appreciate y'all. Keep tapping in with us. Unprivileged drinkers, baby. Taste testers for the hood.
For sure.
Unprivileged drinkers, baby.